Hey y'all, I'm not from Texas, I'm from Jersey. Mwah. Hi guys, so in the video today I'm going to be telling you about my prom story. I don't know if I should be that excited to tell you my prom story. My prom was a disaster. Only one of them though. I went to 3 different proms. I went to my junior prom, my ex-boyfriend's senior prom, and my senior prom. So I'm going to start out with the 2 that weren't a disaster, and that was my junior prom and my ex-boyfriend's senior prom. And then we're going to get on to the senior prom disaster. At least it's a funny story now. Prom for me wasn't too long ago. I think it was over. Junior prom was 4 years ago. Senior prom was 3 years ago. So my junior prom, I went to public high school, so we had a junior prom. I don't know if that's common with all the schools in America, but I had a junior prom. I went to junior prom. I just decided to rewear my dress that I wore for my Sweet 16, and that same year I went to my ex-boyfriend's senior prom because he was a year older than me, so I bought a new dress for his prom, but we'll get into that story a little bit later. For my dress, I'll put a picture right there of my dress. So that was also my Sweet 16 dress. It had a lot of flowers on it. It was floral and it was long, and I felt really different because everybody else was wearing these like basic colored dresses that are short, because apparently short dresses are for junior prom. Well, I wanted to be a little different, and that's how my ex-boyfriend dressed it up. He just wore pink and matched. Long story short, makeup, blah, whatever. Really didn't know how to do makeup that great. I mean, I was good, but you know, there was no winged liner, there was no contour, there were no brows. The brows were not on fleek because there was no such thing as brows on fleek. And I'm staring at this picture right now like, girl, what? My junior prom really wasn't anything special. There's really nothing to talk about. I went to prom together and shit. We all look hot as fuck. I didn't go to after prom for junior prom. I got stuck with going to my beach house with my family, and there's nothing wrong with that because the beach house is great, but here are all my friends going to my friend's house having fun. And I'm going to my beach house with my family and my ex. I asked my ex-boyfriend to prom with a little moose stuffed animal and a Hershey's bar that said prom on it. I know, I'm so creative. That same year, I went to my ex-boyfriend's senior prom. Now, this was a little bit different, so I wanted to look really, really hot. So I actually went to this dress store called Diane & Company. Diane & Company has a TV show, I think it's called Jersey Couture. And it's on Oxygen. I don't know, I don't watch it, but I went there because I heard that they had some really, really good prom dresses. There's about like 10 girls helping you, or 1 girl that helps you directly, and you can't look at dresses. You can't go in the back and look at dresses. They come out, they ask you like what you want and all this other fun stuff, and then they go in the back and they pick up all these dresses. And this girl, I swear to God, was so stupid. And I'm sorry, but this girl was bringing out like these bright colored dresses, and I wanted to look very classy and sexy. I was not looking to look like a hoochie mama. And she was giving me these dresses with all these cuts in it and these like open stomach and see-through and these bright ugly neon colors, and I'm looking at her like, you gotta be kidding me. And she's like, no, try it on, it might look really good on you. And I'm like, lady, you have to be freaking a leprechaun to look good in this dress, and you have to be like, I don't know, but they were not pretty. They had this gorgeous sequin dress on a hanger that just came in, and I literally told the girl, I'm like, that. Get it now, put it in my dressing room, I want it. So she got the dress and she put it in my dressing room, tried it on, had like, I didn't want any other dress. It was like my wedding day. I found the dress. Never again will I go there because they charged me $90 for alterations. All they did was take those 2 chicken cutlet things that you know, push your teddies up, and they were just the cotton ones, and they literally sewed like 2 stitches in it, and then I told them not to cut. There was a huge train on this dress, and they cut the entire train off, and I wanted to freaking cry. Actually, I skipped a part. The way he asked me to prom. So this is an interesting story. So it's Valentine's Day, and we just came back from dinner. It was a really good Valentine's Day. It was cute, you know, whole kit and caboodle Valentine's Day. I'm sitting in the car, and I have a really sort of traditional family. Boys aren't allowed upstairs. You're not really allowed behind like closed doors, and there's really nowhere else to go in my house except downstairs. So I'm sitting in my ex-boyfriend's car. He says to me on Valentine's Day, he's like, "Can I tuck you in?" Tuck me in? He's like, "Yeah. Can I like come up to your room and tuck you in and like kiss you goodnight?" I'm like, I don't really know if my mother's gonna be okay with that. He's like, "No, it'll be fine." I'm like, alright. So I'm sitting there confused out of my mind, and I mean, I thought it was, don't get me wrong, I thought it was cute at the time. I was the gushiest person on the face of the earth. So he comes into my house, and my mom and my 2 sisters are standing up at the top, like at the balcony, so when you walk in the front door you can see them, and they're just like looking at me, and I'm like, okay, so this whole tucking in thing is not gonna work. I walk up the stairs to my room. He's like, go, just walk up the stairs and go to your room. I'm like, okay. So I go to my room, and my mom and my sisters are kind of crowding around me, following me a little bit. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Actually, on my bed was spelt out prom in rose petals, and if I have a picture of that, I'll put that here. If I have a picture, I probably do, but I'll put that over here. It was cute, but not that cute, because then I asked my mom, "Oh mom, can he come upstairs and can we take a picture?" She's like, "Now." I'm like, alright. For our after prom, we actually went to Disney World in Orlando, Florida with his parents. If I have pictures of this, I'll put them here, over here, somewhere, but the room that we stayed in was absolutely insane. It was like a condo within Disney World, and his dad put all of the points they've gathered over the years from going to Disney World every year, and it was just amazing. And we only stayed there for 2 days. We actually left at 4 a.m. the next day after getting home from prom at like midnight, and we stayed until Sunday and came back like Sunday night morning-ish, and he had to go to school because he went to a freaking Catholic school and they needed to go to mass. My prom disaster. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I mean, honestly, it's funny now. It's actually very funny, and I love being able to tell this horrific prom story that everybody gets afraid is going to happen to them, and I honestly wish and hope that it doesn't happen to you. Okay, it's really not that bad. I was dating a completely different person this year, and he was a year older as well, so he didn't have any proms to go to because he had already graduated. So we were only going to my senior prom. For my senior prom, I asked him to come to my prom because it was my prom, and the way that I asked him was that we were out to dinner with his brother and his brother's girlfriend, and the way that I asked him to prom was on a plate, and I had the waitress spell out prom in chocolate. So here's the first part of my prom disaster story. We got into a little argument at dinner, and he actually left. So the girl, or the waitress, still asked me if I wanted her to bring out the plate that said prom on it, and I was like, yeah, he'll come back, he'll come back. Needless to say, he didn't come back. I took a picture of it and sent it to him, and I was like, this is what I was laughing about, asshole. So that's how I asked him to prom. He obviously still came with me, so. But that's a great story, right? For that prom, I wore the exact same dress that I wore to the senior prom prior, the sparkly sequiny dress. Actually, now that I think of it, I think it's in my closet. I got it. Just to give you guys a little idea of this dress. So, this is my dress. So I wanted to be really, really classy with this one. I wanted to do it really differently than the prom the year before. So I wanted my ex at the time to wear all black, and then I wanted to be a really, really gold with it and sexy and just different than the year before because I'm wearing the same dress. So I wanted it to appear different and just be 100% better because this year it was my prom. For this prom of mine, me and my old best friend took complete control over the prom house and the limo and all of the details about the prom. We decided that we wanted to go to Seaside and we wanted to have a really, really nice limo because the year before we didn't go anywhere and our limo was a piece of shit. So we took control of everything, and taking control of everything in, you know, that had to do with after prom kind of made it better for us because we were able to be in control of what happens and where we're gonna stay and make sure that it's fun for us and all of our friends instead of trusting someone else that might screw it up. So that's mistake number one, because there are a lot of things you should take into consideration if you're gonna take control. Like, if you're gonna take control of the after prom, you have to take so many things into consideration, especially the one really, really big thing about taking your friend's money. All of that I'll talk about on my blog. But basically what ended up happening was we were taking everybody's money, you know, to pay for the limo and the house. And we didn't have any legal documentation. I mean, we're both 17, 18 years old, and we didn't really think that our friends would screw us over. But it ended up happening that our friends did screw us over. Two of our friends screwed us over, and one of them ended up suing. And they sued for $600. What happened was, he decided last minute, I think honestly the same day of prom, like the same week of prom, he and his friend decided to drop out of the group with their dates. Now, that's over $1,000 that they were trying to get back from us together. And that would mean that the rest of us that are in the prom house and still paying for it would have to pay and split that money that they wanted back. So that wasn't happening. We told everybody that the money that they gave us was not refundable because it's unfair to us to give you money and then make everybody's price go skyrocket because you decide last minute that you don't want to come. One of the friends understood and the other friend still sued us, and he didn't get all his money back. He only got a little bit of his money back. For my senior prom, I knew how to do makeup, I knew how to do hair, I knew how to do my nails, I knew how to do all of this stuff that I still do today. And for my senior prom, I wanted to relax. I was like, I don't want to do my makeup, I don't want to do my hair, and I want someone else to do this for me so I can sit and relax and just enjoy my day and not stress about it. Mistake number like 20. So I go and get my hair done, and this girl sucks. I wanted something unique and something different, and I guess I just did a shitty job at explaining it to her, and this is what I got. So in this picture, as you can see, I was hysterically crying because my hair looked like I had a mullet in the back of my head, mullet of curls, and then these little curls in the back, and it was disgusting and horrible. And I tried to get the lady to fix it, but she kept like trying to push me out the door because she had other appointments, and I was so pissed that I even paid the price for that hair. And I will never ever leave a salon without getting what I want and paying for what I want. Then I went to MAC for my makeup. Nothing against MAC, because I work for MAC and I love working for MAC and I love everyone that works for MAC and I love MAC as a company and I love it, love it, love it. But this one girl that I went to at MAC had no idea what she was doing. Sat in that chair having a little bit of knowledge on makeup, and I asked the girl, I was like, okay, can you do a cut crease? A what? I'm like, oh boy. She had no idea what a cut crease was. I didn't really have any picture to show her. I only had the picture of my dress, and she just started putting makeup on me, and it was looking like it was gonna turn out to be a black smoky eye. Really? That day, I literally just went back home, and I had probably less than an hour left to get ready and leave for my pre-prom, which wasn't at my house, it was at my friend's house. And yeah, I took a shower and was completely late to my pre-prom, which made me then miss a shit ton of pictures, so I have basically like 5 pictures from my pre-prom. The prom itself, boring. Everybody wants to leave so bad. You know, you eat, you dance a little bit, and you're like, okay, it's time to go. We all hopped back into our limo, took all of our dresses, shoes off, left them at our friend's house, and we went over to our house in Seaside, New Jersey. So we had a really, really good time at our prom house. We were all friends, and we were actually all couples at the time, so it worked out really, really well. And we kind of all got our own room, which also worked out really well. There were 10 of us in the house all together, and we had a lot of fun. A few things that I remember were that it was kind of the first time, and I do not condone underage drinking, because I'm 21 now and I can't condone underage drinking, or someone will bust right through my door and freaking arrest me. So I don't condone underage drinking, but I was underage and I was drinking. I was kind of drinking for somewhat of the first time, and I remember being in the shower a little bit drunk saying, I'm drowning, I'm drowning. Also remember that, you know, there's a lot of proms there that weekend, and there was a guy that had a broken leg and he was sitting on our steps. And I was such an asshole to him, and I told him, get the F off of our steps, and I'm an asshole. Another thing that I remember is that all of my friends got mad at me because the first thing that I would put on when we woke up in the morning was a bikini. And I'm so used to, I used to live at my beach house for the summer, so I was so used to putting on a bikini and not putting on clothes, because it was just such a waste of laundry, because you would put on clothes and then you would go downstairs, eat breakfast, and then you just go straight to the beach. So that's kind of my mindset going into, you know, the Jersey Shore, since I kind of half lived there every summer. I actually found this out by talking to one of my best friends, who's still my best friend, at the house, and she had let me know that one of my other friends at the time got a little upset that I was wearing a bikini around the house. And I'm like so confuzzled, or like confused, as to why they were getting upset that I was wearing a bikini. And my boyfriend at the time had to explain it to me that, you know, it's like inappropriate to be walking around in a bikini. And I'm like, and I guess the whole thing was because, you know, their boyfriends were around. And I'm like, well, maybe you should have your boyfriend keep his eyes to himself. I think that if a guy is allowed to walk around the house or walk around with his shirt off, I sure as hell can walk around in a bikini. That pissed me off, still pisses me off to today, because I see absolutely nothing wrong with walking around in a bikini. So that kind of ruined my weekend. The whole prom ended up being a really, really good time. There were a couple disasters here and there, no big deal. I hope that you guys don't have any crazy disasters, but if you've already had prom and you do have some stories, I want to hear them, so please put them down below and make sure that I can reply to your comments, because I feel horrible when you guys ask me questions or you comment on my videos and I can't reply. So make sure that I can reply to your comments and let me know some disaster or funny stories about your prom down below. Or if you haven't gone to prom yet, tell me what you're wearing and tell me what you're most excited about for prom. A little disclaimer, this is all my opinion, all my feelings, and all of this other bullshit about my prom story. Everyone in this prom story is a real person, and if they're watching this video, then I'm not friends with half of you. So, hello, nice to see you again. And to the people that I'm still friends with, hi, I hope you're not pissed that I talked about you in this video. But no names were mentioned, but you know who you are. This video will be on my website, on my blog. That link is going to be down below. There are also 6 different prom tutorials that you can take a look at if you haven't got to prom yet, or if you're just looking for a special occasion makeup. All of the details and all of those prom tutorials are on that blog post down below. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed making all of these videos for you and creating this gigantic blog post of all these different prom looks. And I love you guys. I hope you love this video, and peace out. Bye.